And the little animal looked behind the rock again, and the cobra was still there. And the cobra struck again, but he was a little too slow. And the animal hid behind the rock, and the cobra hit the rock. And when he hit the rock, his eyes began to bulge out. But the little animal was safe behind the rock. And then after a while, he peeped out again, and the cobra was still there. But he was almost dead. But he had one more big thirst that he wanted to get at that little rock animal. And the rock animal looked at him, ducked back behind the rock, and the cobra hit that rock. When he hit that rock, he just broke his whole face and turned over, looked up at the sun and died. And then from behind the rock came the little animal behind the rock. That's just like saying, on Christ, the solid rock I stand. If you stay behind the rock, everything would be all right. But we got some folk that don't want to stay behind the rock. Stay behind the rock. Don't lead Christ. Let Christ lead you. For David says he leadeth me beside the still water. Stay behind the rock, because one of these days, and it won't be long, we're going to press a dying pillow. One of these days, we're going to bid farewell to our war-torn world. One of these days, we're going to stack up all hymn books and Bibles. One of these days, we will have sung our last song and prayed our last prayer, bid farewell to this war-torn world. One of these days, we're going to close our eyes in death. One of these days, we're going to die and leave this world. But let us be so happy that if we live right, God will send an angelic host of angels to gather around your dying couch and bear your soul on back up to the bending blue. And then when you stand before the Ancient of Days, you will hear him say, well done. I'll say, well done, well done, well done, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over a few things. I come on up higher. I'll make you ruler over many. And then I can walk the streets of gold. I can touch the walls of jasper. I can drink from the fountain that never runs dry. I can talk to the Father, chat with the Son, tell him about the world that I've come from. I see him on the throne, and from that throne comes a river of water, clear as crystal. And the Bible said there was 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, 3 gates on the west, and 3 gates on the east. And that's 12 gates into the city. And then John said, I looked up and I saw him sitting on a great white throne. And John said that somebody said that they saw a book, and that book was sealed with 7 seals, and nobody could read what was in those seals. And John said, but I saw the rock. I saw the rock. John said, I saw the rock. And John said he looked like a lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. And John said the rock walked up to him that sat on the throne and took the book out of his hand. And nobody could read that book. And John said a strong angel searched all around heaven but could find nobody worthy. And then John said the angel went on down under the earth, but he couldn't find nobody worthy. And John said, I looked back up there, and the 24 elders fell down and began to worship the Rock of Ages, saying, worthy is the Lamb. He's worthy to open that book and to read the seals thereof. And John said, I looked and saw, when he opened the first seal, John said, I saw a white horse. He that rode thereupon had a pair of balances in his hand. John said, I looked and saw, when he opened the second seal, John said, I saw a pale horse. He that rode thereupon was death. I looked again, John said, and I saw a black horse. And John said, he that rode thereupon had a pair of balances in his hand. And he said, a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. See that you hurt not the oil nor the wine that's on the earth. And John said, I looked again and saw a pale horse, and he that rode thereupon was death, and hell followed after him. And John said, I looked again and saw that there was an altar there. And under that altar, I saw those who had been killed for the testimony for which they held. And John said, I heard a voice saying, how long, holy and true, wilt thou avenge the blood of them that dwell on the earth? And then somebody said, who are these? And John said, you know who they are, because these are they. These are they that have come out of Hard Rock Hotel. These are they that was in Hard Rock Hotel, but they made it out. These are they that didn't give up when they got to Hard Rock Hotel. These are they that have come out of trials and tribulation, having washed their robes and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. And John said, then I saw the earth began to quake, and the sun began to become black as sackcloth of hair. Moon dripped away in blood. Stars fell from the silver sockets. Mountains were moved and hills were moved out of their places. I saw the rich men and the bound men and the free men run into the rocks and mountains, saying, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sat on the throne, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? I tell you who gonna stand. Those that are standing on the rock. I'm glad. I say I'm glad. I'm glad. I say I'm glad. I'm glad I'm standing on the rock, because as long as I'm on the rock, I'm on Christ. So Hard Rock Hotel, I come tonight today to tell you, if you're in Hard Rock Hotel, take the rocks and make a pillar. If Hard Rock serve you lemons, just take the lemons and make lemonade. And if you don't like your lot in life, build a filling station on it and make yourself some money. Oh, whatever life gives you, stay on the rock. Keep your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee, and everything is going to be all right. Don't worry about Hard Rock Hotel as long as you're standing on the rock. So when you get to Hard Rock Hotel, just tell Hard Rock Hotel, you might be giving me hell, but I know somebody that can handle your hell. I know somebody that can handle death. I know somebody that can heal my body. I know somebody that can dry my tears. I know somebody that can heal this broken heart. I know somebody that can take care of me. I know somebody that will supply all of my needs. Therefore, I don't worry about Hard Rock Hotel. Make out of your Hard Rock pillows that you can use for the glorification of the kingdom of God. Because you're going to get to Hard Rock. You say, well, I ain't been there, but you're going to get there. You look pretty now, all dressed up, but you're going to get to Hard Rock Hotel. Yes, sir. And if you don't handle them rocks right, them rocks will handle you. I said, if you don't handle them rocks right, they'll handle you. But as long as Christ is your rock, everything is going to be all right. Yes, sir. And Christ is my rock. He is my rock. And as long as you're standing on the rock, everything will be all right. Have you been to Hard Rock Hotel? Are you in Hard Rock Hotel? There are folks sitting here right now in Hard Rock Hotel. Yeah, there are folks sitting here right now that's trying to live and trying to sleep in Hard Rock Hotel. I've come today to tell you, you can transform Hard Rock Hotel. You can transform that thing into an oasis of life. You can transform it. It just depends upon how you see the rocks. If the rocks you see are so big you can't get over them, then you won't be able to handle Hard Rock Hotel. Because it's not going to be how big the rocks are. Because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big the rocks are. What matters is how big my God is. You see what I'm saying? So stop looking at the rocks. Stop looking at the rocks. Even though they might be big. Sometimes they get so big you can't see around them. You can't see over them. You can't see through them. You can't see under them. I mean, rocks get big. But you got a God is bigger than the rocks. And he can handle the rock. That's how you handle Hard Rock Hotel. That's how you handle it.